feel they have a wonderful quality of life, and are just the salt of the earth people. Love talking with them. Atacocan physically is not beautiful. It's got a river that kind of winds through it, but it's not picturesque. And it was built largely because it was close to the mines. It could have been built on a lake or something of the sort, but it wasn't. So the question is, that little formula, C times R in terms of tourism. Well, Quetico Provincial Park is about 20 minutes away, half an hour away from Atacocan, and it is fantastically beautiful. In fact, Atacocan is located in just magnificent part of the country. There are lakes everywhere. It's very beautiful, and lots of people who want to do wilderness tourism, canoeing, ski-doing, fishing, flock to that. But Atacocan is not on the lake. Atacocan's a hike away. So how does tourism line up for Atacocan? Well, I mean, if you looked at the capacity side, they don't have any special capacity around tourism, but I would have thought that it wouldn't have been hard to develop that. It's not, they don't have they don't have a lot of technology and systems that could be used to attract or to track visitors and so forth. But it just doesn't have any particular bite there. But its problem is on the other side mainly. It's on the resources, and it's just, if you drive into Atacocan, there are pieces of rusting equipment and pickup trucks in backyards as you drive in, and so it's not the kind of quaint or very modern environment that you'd reasonably expect. And so while the area is pristine, Atacocan is not on the area, or sorry, not on the pristine lakes, not on the area. So what the economic consultants recommended was prettying up the town, hanging baskets and planting trees and painting things and getting rid of wrecks in backyards. And to lobby the Ontario government for an access road much closer to where Atacocan is located and expanding its fishing derby. But the problem is, in my view, none of this is really going to work very well. The fishing derby is great, they doubled its size, but you can't build an economy on a fishing derby. And the problem with Atacocan and tourism is that people who come to the wilderness camping and so forth will come into Atacocan, maybe they'll overnight there, but largely it's the outfitters who generate business from those coming in. So people aren't coming to Atacocan, it's just Atacocan happens to be there as they prepare to go off and do other things. So I don't think that their sort of cap capacities and resources line up very well. But here's another thing, it's not a very good picture, but it's the Atacocan Power Station. And so in my marches around the community, I thought, well, why not this? Now, I don't have any expertise in this area, and so I'm not saying that burning biomass and making an industry out of it is necessarily going to work, but it's certainly worth a look. And so what you would do is convert the power station to burn biomass, harvest the biomass from the surrounding area, because that's what it's right in the middle of, convert the fiberboard plant to a pelletizing, but not just pelletizing for the power station, but pelletizing for export, and explore the use of the ash that results from all of this. Fertilizers, I don't know. But there would be a number of advantages to doing this. So how does that line up with their capacity and their resource availability? Well, the capacity is actually very good, right? They know how to make power there. They are experts, and there's managerial expertise in forest products industries generally. There's certainly a political will there. The Ontario government has invested a lot of time and money in Atacocan, including the $4 million for these various research projects that 6 universities were involved in. And governments do like success stories. And so if this could be a success story, they would be very happy about that, and potentially there might be more available money. And in terms of the resources, well, the resources are actually pretty good. You know, they're surrounded by woods. There's lots of labor available. The location is positive. They're right on a rail line. They're very close to a very good highway. And so, and the Queen's end of the project has developed a very sophisticated pellet that's extremely promising. Entrepreneurial spirit is low. It just is, and that's part of the problem. So, two slides. Preliminary conclusions. You know, the capacity times resources isn't proven yet, but it's initially fairly promising. Government has invested money. They like success. Biomass economy potentially would address another problem they have. Of course, right now, young people go away to Queens and they stay away. But if you developed an industry that was a bit more future-oriented and required managerial expertise and did sort of clusters of businesses, there may be an opportunity to have the young return to Atacocan and stay. And so it's a more, it would seem to me that something like this is more forward-looking and not clinging to things in the past, because it's very unlikely that a resource economy is going to come back and give them the level of prosperity they had before. So my kind of lessons learned is that it's easy for communities to choose what is fashionable. You know, it used to be 10 years ago, anything in technology, that's what you needed to convert to, whether you had the management expertise or not. Tourism, I don't know. But communities need to create a strategy, and a strategy that is forward-looking and blueprint-oriented, as in what's it going to look like when it's finished, as opposed to just process-oriented, which so many plans are. You know, let's have town hall meetings and do process kinds of things, but that really don't result in a picture of the future. Entrepreneurship is absolutely essential, because governments really can't do it. Governments can provide seed money, they can provide a framework in which business can operate, but they can't actually do it. So, thank you.